Welcome back to Agrarian Skies 2. I'm Fireweaver, and with me I have Rolf. Hello, Rolf.
Hello.
Leo. So, last episode we did a little bit of bees on the starting of bees, so we're going to do some more bees today. So, I've set up some carpenters, some extra ones, and labelled them up. So this is the seed one that you saw previously, and I've actually turned it into making impregnated sticks for a while, which is this recipe here. So that'll come in useful for one of the quests coming up. I've got a water carpenter here and something that will be a honey carpenter, and what we've done for the water carpenter is using a transfer pipe over here. We've got a liquid transfer node stealing water, and we moved our fisher upstairs as well. So we do need to clean up the other fisher spot, but that can wait. So that's the prep we've done for this. Actually, before I forget, we did other prep as well. So let's head down and quickly show that. So we've done, we needed some dirt for various things. So we've got an input here for the dirt barrels and an output here. So that's fairly useful. We don't need a lot, but we did need more than we had. So, what was the other thing that we worked on? Is these sheep over here. So these sheep are special. They're called chromatic sheep, using the stuff that we did a couple of episodes back with the infusing of animals, and that is giving us various colour wool. At the moment I'm just using an animal farmer here with some elementium shears, so when these run out of durability I can just pick it up and it will use my mana for my mana tablet to repair, and I can just put it back in again. So pretty easy, and that's just being imported into the ME terminal. I was hoping I'd be able to watch a sheep eat, but doesn't look like they're ready to eat at the moment. Oh well. Anything else of note to mention besides tidying up that we've been doing?
The applied energy systems has changed up a bit.
Oh, you added loads more auto-crafting, yes. And
Yes.
the reason why we did loads more auto-crafting is, let's see if I can actually show it from here. It's possible. All of these recipes for Gendustry, which you'll see this episode, basically. That's the main reason for it. And I think if we look at our quest book and look at bees and trees, the next one to do, besides the frames I'm about to make in a minute, is the industrial apiaries. So let's do that then. Industrial apiaries, and I'm going to start off with about 10 of them. And the recipe for a lot of this stuff is actually fairly complicated, hence why a lot of it is auto-crafted, because they're kind of a pain. Why is it not making my last 4? Not quite
It's done.
Well, oh, okay.
Crafting jobs left.
Yeah, it's just not updating properly. That's fine. So industrial apiaries, unlike normal apiaries, if you've watched bees before, they require power. So we're going to give them power. There you go, that'll do for now. So there's lots of them because if we need to do a lot of bees, we're going to be super ready for it. So I'm going to actually start by grabbing some basic bees, like our forest princess, for example. I don't actually have a lot of bees to be working with our forest princess, so I'm going to put this and this in here, and you'll see that it will merge them up into a queen. And first things first, it says not bright enough, it's not daytime, and there's no flowers. So let's solve these problems one by one as they come up. So let's put some space back here. I guess I can do a line of grass. back here with... Hopefully I can just do this. If I use a watering can on grass, then it will spawn like things like flowers and poppies and that kind of thing, hopefully. If it's going to take too long, I'll go and grab a poppy or something, or a dandelion from the ME terminal. Which it does look as if I'm going to have to do.
And it's night time.
Oh yeah, that's right. It hasn't got enough space. I can never tell if it's nighttime because of my
The lens.
yeah, the lens I've got, the Illuminati, whatever it's called. It's like Illuminati lens. Yeah, it's just it's good to illuminate stuff. It's really not happening, is it? Okay, just plop a couple
Got
of
flowers.
yeah, let's pop a couple down. There we go. Cool. That'll do. So now this is saying it's happy. Now, one of the things that I do know is about our biome. Our biome is an ocean biome, and whilst it will be happy to do forest queens and do this, when I use this in a little while to crossbreeding, in fact I'm not going to use this, I'm going to use another machine, but the biome's going to start to matter for some of this stuff, so I may have to grab the appropriate biome switcher. Meanwhile, let's give this some upgrades. Sorry, go on.
Do we want fences around the grass?
Possibly not, we'll see. We might be okay. If passive mobs start to spawn, then we'll deal with it when it happens. So I'm going to look up the upgrades that are available to me. Actually, if I just type in the word upgrade here, we'll be able to see them a bit easier. So what I want for getting started here is one automation upgrade. Although I'm actually going to make a few, but I will go ahead and make a handful of these plains upgrades. And what else do I want here? Oh, I may not have the required materials. One of them I want is a lifespan upgrade, which is this one. Yeah. Oh, okay. I do have. I wonder why I didn't teach the recipe for the lifespan upgrade. That's weird. Either way, I can fix it. Not the winter one. Just need the basic upgrade frame. There we go. And I'll just make a bunch. What was I'm missing now? Oh, fermented spider eyes. Let me go and cook a stack of spider eyes up. I thought I was all prepped for this, and I'm discovering pretty quickly I wasn't as prepped as I thought. It's fine. How do you make... Oh, that's not how you make fermented spider eyes, is it? Oh, we may have a problem, because I think fermented spider eyes require mushrooms. And if I'm right, we don't have a lot of mushrooms. Well,
some, but...
Some. I'll allowed to make some of these. I'll have to set up a mushroom farm then. Which is possibly why I didn't automate this in the first place. There we go. There's a few to be getting on with. That might have to be an off-camera job because that's kind of annoying to put all together, but that was fine. Let's head back up. Is there anything you want to do to make yourself useful? And that loop there doesn't look right. I mean,
I think it's something Menchii.
oh, okay. Well, either way.
Maybe I could start with the mushroom spawning.
Yeah, you could do that. That would be kind of useful actually, if you want to do that, if it's interesting for you. And just grab those automation upgrades I made, or at least a couple of them. So, putting in an automation upgrade, what that does is once this bee dies, it will produce drones, and you'll get the princess back, and it will all dump it into this slot here. But the problem with that, actually, if I take this out, I'll be able to show it a bit better. So these, you can have a maximum of 4 in these. If I do this, if you watch the arrow now, is that when it ticks over, it will be a big tick. In fact, it might die off in one, well, this next one. So we'll see that in a second, hopefully. All right, no, maybe not quite. But in a second we will. Whilst that's working, I'm actually going to put in a lifespan upgrade in there, and start off with let's get Meadows Princess going, get that breeding up, just so I've got some spare drones for that.
Just need a mycelium set up and mushrooms will spawn on their own, right?
Yeah, I think so, next to Witchwater. We should have some buckets of Witchwater as well. So yeah, as you can see, the Forest Princess has now died, and the Forest Drones have all been placed in here. Now with the automation upgrade in, and if I did the same task, what will happen is instead of me having to come in and manually grab these, it will actually do it itself. So it will turn it into a queen automatically and carry on running, which is good. Okay. So that's the basics of like getting the bees to actually work for you. And I think the next thing I'd like to look at doing for our bees is, let me think, going for some of the other gender stream machines. So let's have a look, see if I can just do it by mod. No. Let's just jump to the bottom here. So I'm going to start off with what's called an advanced mutatron. Here we go. The advanced mutatron is what is needed to mutate bees in some way. And I'm going to start it over here. So the advanced mutatron requires a lot of power, but it also requires some mutatron energy of some kind, like that is used. So to do that, we actually need a machine from Gendustry that is going to produce that liquid. I think, is it protein, or is it mutagen? That's it, that's what I'm looking for. So what we need is a mutagen creator. There we go, a mutagen producer. Which again, I've got this set up. You can see like there's a lot of stuff that is required to put these together, hence why these are auto crafting. You can use NEI to help you. I think actually with that in mind, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this, put the mutagen producer here and put this advanced mutatron next to it. So for the mutagen producer, you can use a bunch of blocks in here that will produce a decent source of mutagen. And I think one of the easiest and cheapest ones to be able to get started is to grab a stack of redstone, I believe. And that should be able to give me a decent amount. You can see glowstone's pretty good and possibly cheap. Yellorium ingots and redstone on its own. So these are things that are capable of producing mutagen. And you'll see that it'll dump it in here. Now, one other thing this needs is labware. Labware is also very cheap, so let me grab, I'll grab a few more than that. Let's just grab 200 because it's super cheap. And I'll save the rest in there for now. And place that in that slot. And it's simple as that to actually set up our mutagen. You can see our mutagen liquid is being transferred over, so that's good. Takes a little while, but it's working. Right, how are we getting on over here? Ah, I forgot to put the automation upgrade in this machine, but you know, same deal. Good. And one of the things that you probably saw was all of these are producing some kind of comb. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some item ducts here. And it'll be messy, but for, you know, at some point I will clean this up. Just not right now, basically. So with our centrifuge, I'm just going to come across. And all these cables will be hidden later, don't worry about it. And there we go. I'm not sure if these need servos. I think they possibly do.
Nice.
So I can grab these, turn the redstone signal off, and what it will do is, because the only thing that will fit in it at the moment is the combs, they'll go straight into the centrifuge. There is a small problem with this setup, which I'm going to fix right now. And that is, we're going to require a hopper so that we can store multiple different types of these combs, because there's a lot of them. Speaking of combs, if I grab one of these combs and head into here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the servo, I'm going to put a filter on it. I'm going to have to change this up with filters on this side, but for now I'm just going to put it here. And we're going to ignore MBT data and ignore the metadata of it. So now it will pick up any type of comb, no matter what it is. Currently it's nighttime, so these bees aren't running, but you get the idea. Cool. So I think we're going to be ready now that this is filled up to try and breed our first bee. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a forest drone and one of my spare princesses over here. We'll just use this one. And in the advanced mutatron, we're going to place our Meadows princess here and the forest drone here. And then we get a choice of what type of bee we want. As it happens, you know, it's given me two choices. They're both common queens. So we're going to select common queens. And there we go. Now we have a common queen. Common queens are just one step above the ones that we were using, and we'll go ahead and BLize this one. And you can see its stats here, but it produces the same kind of stuff as the other ones, so that's okay. And I'm going to set this up with some life automation, and considering I've got a fair amount of these drones in the system over here, I'm going to move the life upgrades into here instead. Can we sleep through the night quickly? If that's good. Go. So are you seedalizing? Sorry, seedalizing these. Okay, that's nice.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
You grow them with AgriCraft.
Yeah, that'll be good. Alright, how are we getting on over here? I do want to add this extra item duct here with the same setup. That and that. That and that, which I forgot to do before. There we go. So, one other thing that I'm going to want to do with honey drops, although not all of them, but I think we'll... Yeah, because I don't want all of them. For now, I'm just going to do this manually. It's going to need a carpenter for honey. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to squeeze these honey drops. And with a fluid duct here. And a drum. And then reversing it back in there. Where's this? There we go. Disconnect that. And a couple of servos. So now honey will land in here, and yeah, that's our honey carpenter setup, and yeah, later on that will become important. Cool. So a lot of this ends up being a waiting game, although I am not sure why this isn't exporting its honeycombs. Have I messed something up here? Oh, I'm blacklisting, that's why. That's more like it. Good. Okay. What's time? There we go. That's fine. Trying to think of what I need to do next. It doesn't require waiting. Because a lot of this I've got to... I need more common drones, which is going to be important for the next mutation that I need. So let's look at the quest book. That'll be a good thing to do. So in our quest book over here, for some reason it didn't detect my industrial apiary, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab it and manually detect. Strange. Maybe I need an empty one.
Is it then crafting?
One second. It might be... they've got metadata inside these things, because if you break it, it will keep its data. So that's better. And is my inventory full? No. Oh, it's too full for this, because the reward happens to be 15 frames. So I need 15 slots. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
Put the frames in this system.
Let me... Oh, over here, yeah, that's a big idea. So for now, just to give myself some room, I'm going to do that. And I can grab them in a second. There we go. Now, 1,000,000 proven frames. Proven frames are the best frames. Usually, in a normal world, you can only get them from trading with villagers. You can't create them yourself.
Can I have your silk Dutch shuffle?
Yes, of course. There we go. Need that for grass. I made that this week. Okay, how are we getting on over here? Right, quest book. What else is next? So genetic basics. We'll do that in a second. Upgrading the apiaries. Alright, so I need to make a heater and a plains one. So let me do those. Considering I have got all of those pretty ready to go. So heater and planes. Just make sure I've got them in my inventory for the quest. There we go, and I can claim the reward. That gives me a hell up emulation upgrade for free and a trializer for free, which again can prove to be useful. I'll put these back. Okay, so that's Happy Bunny. The next thing I'm going to try and make is these impregnated frames. So, impregnated frames
mushrooms
are made
should be getting in now.
using these impregnated sticks. I need to check how much string I've got because I don't want to mess up our system. We've got 75 string, so that's good. Sorry, what was that about mushrooms? I was being a
But
dumbass.
they should be getting in the barrel now.
Okay, cool. That is useful. And they give you Oblivion frames. Oblivion frames are used in standard apiaries. Not that these can accept these frames, but under a normal apiary, these will cause bees to die instantly. Rather, like, it's the equivalent of these lifespan upgrades, is these Oblivion frames.
Ooh, trializer.
But we're not using those yet, so that's that quest done. Right, next. I'm going to concentrate on some quests very quickly. Sampler, imprinter, transposer. So, let me grab those 3 machines. A sampler. Oh, I really wanted one, never mind. Imprinter. And was it transposer? Did I say the last one? I think I did. Yeah. Okay, so these, although I'm not going to use them right away, I'm going to place them down for now. So the sampler is you place a bee in here and it will steal a trait from the bee and put it into these genetic samples here. And those samples you can then place on other bees. So it's a way of moving traits around. The transposer is a machine that you can collect up all the different gene samples together and make a bigger gene template, and then you can place your bee in here and it will actually place those samples on a bee. So this one extracts the samples, this one places it on. And so that was the genetic imprinter. Now the transposer, I have no idea. I believe it's a way of duplicating these samples though. So I think if you put one gene sample in here and you needed 2 of the same one, I think this is what this does. I don't use it very often. So, but it's good to have around. So that's what those 3 do. Okay, so a lot of the stuff to move on with going forward down the B line I would like to show is going to require some time for it to happen. So what I'm going to do is I think we've done a decent episode here and we've got some of the basic machines running and some basic bees going, so I think that's a good time to wrap up. And Rolf has managed to give us some mushrooms so I can get loads more life upgrades, which is going to be really important for us going forward. Cool. Anything before I finish up?
Nope, not really.
Okay, cool. Right. Well, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.